The first step to building confidence is acknowledging that no one has it. Everybody is second guessing themselves. And the people that pretend that they have all the answers, that they're fully confident, they are the most unsure. They are the most insecure, or they're sociopaths. But either way, everybody is second guessing themselves. We have too many reasons to second guess ourselves because we have access to more information than we've ever had in this lifetime, and our brains are comparison engines. So we can always access a model for someone doing something better. Maybe in the 50s when we were living in a small town and our information came through a newspaper and the TV, it was harder to compare ourselves to others, and maybe we were more confident. But in today's day and age, I don't know anybody that's fully confident. So the first step is to acknowledge that you're not, and trying to be fully confident, what they teach you in the movies or these self-help gurus promise you're gonna be. Don't have any fear about what people think. Fuck that, man. We are scared what people think, and that's never gonna change because that's a survival mechanism. So what's the next best step? Accept it. Practice rigorous authenticity. I want to be nothing but a positive person, but I'm a fear-based person. Ignoring that doesn't help me. Acknowledging it does, because what it does then is it empowers me to take the next step, which is surrender the outcome. And that is, there's a set of things that I can't control. I can't control how I'm wired. I can't control how the world is. I can't control if other people think my work is good. I can't control if other people think I'm good. Here's what I can control. I can control whether I ask, and I can control whether I listen, and I can control whether I evaluate, and then I can control whether I do the uncomfortable work. And so for me, what that looks like is when I'm doing things and I'm insecure in them, I try to own the fact that I'm insecure as opposed to say, no, you're just awesome. It's BS. And say, you know what? I'm doing this video right now and I don't know if I'm doing it right. Right now, I'm doing this video. I don't know if I'm doing it right, but I can't control the outcome. Here's what I can do. I can take a shot and then I'll do it. And then I will rely on feedback from people that I trust the most. And so they will give me their feedback and I will identify what I can control and what I can't. I'll ignore what I can't. And then the can control becomes my uncomfortable work. What do I need to get better? What do I need to do to improve? And that's what gives me confidence. For me, my confidence doesn't come from who I am compared to you. It comes from the process that I use to deal with life on life's terms. That's where I get my confidence. My confidence is not that I'm just awesome. My confidence isn't that I just suck or you suck. My confidence comes from no matter what you throw at me, I'm going to be willing to be real, look in the mirror. I'm going to be willing to identify what I can't control. I'm going to be willing to identify what I can, and then I'm going to go do the uncomfortable work. Now, what I'll say is, to live mask-free, in my book, I talk about you need more than just the mask-free system. You need a sponsor and you need a society, because they become the reflections and the people that can help you gauge, hey, am I good enough here? Am I doing well here? Or hey, do I need to improve here? And then once you have a relationship with them and you know that they're using these principles too, you're able to really use them to gauge whether or not you're effective at something. So to give you an example, like in my relationship with my wife, I remember early on I was wondering if I was communicating enough about things that were happening inside my brain. And so I'm not sure if I'm communicating well. I can't control that. I can't control whether I ask people for their perspective. I can't control whether I improve or I do work. And I remember I asked my friend Toby, I was like, so what do you think? And he was like, dude, you're not communicating that great. He's like, you're telling her everything that your addict brain is thinking. Like, why don't you like cycle through it one time or two times before you share, because you don't know what's the just reactive thoughts and what you really want to tell her. At the same time, when I proposed to her, I went to him. I can't control whether I'm insecure about it. I can't control if I ask for help. I went to him and I was like, I gave him a laundry list of all the things I thought sucked about my soon-to-be wife. And I'm like, are any of these red flags? And he goes, dude, you're really reaching. He's like, there are no red flags here. I don't go to everybody. There are people that I've learned have my best interests at heart, are committed to living mask-free. are committed to practicing rigorous authenticity, are committed to doing uncomfortable work, are committed to surrendering the outcome. And I use them as a gauge to determine whether or not I should do work. And if I don't need to go do work, then all that's left is for me to trust. But again, it's not being confident in myself, it's trusting the process. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. I think it would be valuable if you talked about as a public speaker.
Yeah.
People think that you love being on stage.
Oh my God, yes. Okay. So if you really want to destroy the myth that we're all confident and you should just learn how to be confident, be a professional speaker named Brody-Waite. Because I've been doing public speaking for like 10 years, professionally for a couple years now. And I am nervous every time. And I have a tremendous amount of anxiety. People are like, oh, your TED Talk was so awesome. You were dude, I had so much fear up on that stage. It was really helpful that the lights were so blinding I couldn't see anybody. So one of the things that I've learned is that I thought that in order to be a successful public speaker, I had to have no fear, because when I talk to people that are really good at it, they're like, I love being on stage. They could just be wearing a mask. They might just love being on stage. It was when I got the advice from someone that I trust that said the key is not to be devoid of nerves. It's to learn how to be uncomfortable with the discomfort of the nerves and do it anyway. And so for me, what I had to realize was I want to be the guy that goes up there and just, slays it and has no fear and he's a ham and all that kind of stuff. You know what? I'm not that guy. I've probably given 1,000 public speeches. I'm pretty sure if I haven't lost the nerves by now, I'm not going to lose them. But here's what I can do. I can identify what do public speakers do to help them be more successful. I can ask people how they overcome the nerves. And then when I get the suggestions on what to do, I can go do that uncomfortable work. And so once again, I'm comfortable with the process. And so even when I have to go do a speech in a little bit from now, I will be nervous, but I will have done the uncomfortable work to maximize my opportunity to be successful on the stage, to become confident in what I'm doing. And then the rest of that, the nerves that are still left, I just have to surrender them. And then giving the speech is the uncomfortable work. So you are looking at a man who quite literally does uncomfortable work for a living. That is literally what I do. I didn't realize that until I just said it. But I literally do uncomfortable work to fund this whole operation. And if I can do that, you can do anything. So what if you just want to take one step towards living mask-free? And let's say you're at your job and you're scared to death to do so. Well, let's build the muscle. And can you live mask-free in your home? Can you live mask-free in your friendships? So I was just coaching someone the other day that was talking about how she had a challenging dynamic with her best friend. They both have had children, and she feels like they're drifting and they're not able to make time for each other. And so when I asked her, I said, are you actually asking about why this is occurring? Are you actually addressing it? And she realized that she wasn't. She was avoiding a difficult conversation. And so I urged her to have that difficult conversation. She had it, and then even in that difficult conversation, she held back. She didn't actually say what she really wanted and what she really needed. So then I was like, go do it again. So she went back and they finally had the real conversation. And that was in her personal life. And so take that step, and it can be something as small as say no to an email in your inbox that you know is BS that you don't need to read. Delete it. Be crazy. Just be wild and go you know what? Oh, it's an invite to an event I don't want to go to. Don't even open it up. Just hit delete. You can do something that small, but all it takes is these little victories that can build up. Admit your weakness, a weakness that you've been holding back to the person you trust most in this life. Right? Maybe starting off at work is too much, but go to the person that you trust the most in this life, that you are the most close to, and share something that you think makes you feel weak, that you haven't shared with anybody. Go do that, and you can build the muscle, and over time, you can build up that muscle to do it in more places.